The iconic Music Man Stingray bass and the original Music Man Stingray 1 guitar have always been a sisters not twins situation. They obviously share a lot of identity, but they definitely look different. And don't get me wrong, the guitar version always looked cool to me, but the bass body, man, there was just something special about it. Apparently Cory Wong agreed. The way I heard it, Cory saw one of I guess it was the Joe Dart bass, and asked Ernie Ball Music Man, well Brian Ball specifically, why they didn't make a 6-string guitar model that used the same body shape as the bass. And as a result of that question, we all get to enjoy the Music Man Stingray 2, so let's check it out. Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily and I think you look especially nice today. Ernie Ball Music Man facilitated this demo by letting me borrow the Stingray 2 Deluxe, so this isn't sponsored content and I don't need to tell you when it's not sponsored, but sometimes I get weird comments about that. Anyway, thoughts and opinions are all mine. Ears are all yours though. Feel free to skip around using the timestamps in the video description. I'll run this clean, a little overdriven, and then with more drive as we go. One thing I've learned about these videos is that nobody wants to wait too long for sound samples, so we'll go ahead and hear some clean tones. Amp is the Benson Chimera plugin from Mixwave. I'll start with the neck and work my way to the bridge. Maybe a little bit of jazz. That bridge does have a lot of quack, but if we roll back the tone knob about a quarter turn, I like it a lot, even for this kind of jazz fingerstyle playing. Well, now that we've heard this thing clean, let's talk specs on the Stingray 2 Deluxe in Pine Green. But first, if you're looking to buy a guitar or really anything else, please consider using the affiliate links in the video description. Using those links doesn't cost you anything extra, but a portion of each sale made after clicking those links is shared with me. It's a great way to support this channel doing things that, let's be honest with ourselves and each other, we were probably going to do anyway. Back to specs. We are looking at a C-shape figured roasted maple neck. The satin finish is on the deluxe. The back of the neck on the non-deluxe is gunstock oil alongside a hand-rubbed special wax blend. I'm sure that's also great. Me personally, I prefer the satin, so I'm really glad I got to try this. So the deluxe also has a roasted figured maple neck with a 10-inch radius and 22 stainless steel frets. Scale length is 25.5 inches. There's also this lovely, if you can see it, there it is, parchment binding up the neck and a matching headstock over here. The non-deluxe version is mostly the same, but it doesn't have the matching headstock or the binding, and it has rosewood fingerboard instead of maple. So personally, between these two guitars, the deluxe and the non-deluxe, I think the biggest thing is, do you prefer a maple neck or a rosewood neck? Everything else is kind of gravy to me. We're working with an alder body here. This is a poly finish, by the way. As I said, this is pine green. We have gold hardware throughout, including the locking tuners up there. It features the Music Man Custom Modern Classic Tremolo. And for electronics, we have the Cory Wong HT humbuckers, which are described as, quote, ultra clean. By the way, HT stands for heat treated, which is something I've experienced with other Music Man humbuckers, but these are advertised as being pretty unique, though I couldn't find very many additional specs on those, and this is, you're going to hear the humbuckers. I don't know if you feel like you need to know everything else about them. Something really interesting to me anyway is the pull pieces on this, and I'll try to include some B-roll so you can really see that. These don't appear to be adjustable. Normally humbucker pull pieces, you can adjust them easily with a Phillips head screwdriver. These are completely flat. Personally, I don't often adjust the height on humbucker pull pieces, but if that's something you want to do, that's something to be aware of. We're working with a simple 3-way selector switch here, no coil splitting at all, and I forget if I've encountered a 3-way switch like this. I probably have on other Ernie Ball Music Man guitars. In fact, I'm sure I have. It feels a little bit more robust than a lot of 3-way switches I've used, so I'm curious how this one works, but I'm a bit of a nerd in that way. Let's move into some more Overdriven Tones. I'm engaging the first of my 3 Volgas. Those are by Heather Brown Electronicals. This is a preamp pedal based on her personal MiG-50 amp, and obviously I'm obsessed with it. I have 3 of them. Starting again in the neck. We'll get into the highly driven tones in a second, but first I want to give my overall thoughts on the Stingray 2. But the gist is, like every other Music Man guitar I have ever played, it is impeccable, like truly. Obviously, these are not inexpensive instruments. The Stingray 2, the non-deluxe, starts at about $3,000 new. I believe the deluxe starts at around $32,000. I'll correct myself on screen if that's wrong. And I can't tell you if it's worth it for you, because that depends on what you value. If you want a $3,000 guitar that's impeccably made, that sounds like this and feels really good, it's probably worth it. But I can say this is absolutely one of the nicest guitars I've ever played, which I'm pretty sure is something I've said about every Music Man instrument I've featured on this channel. Bluntly, it's flawless. The neck feels perfect. The fretwork is perfect. The tones you can get from these pickups, I think it's really, really good. What else? Like the locking tuning machines, that's really nice. The colors are good. I like the vibrato. Like, this is genuinely my favorite Music Man guitar I've ever played, and if I ever am able to get one for myself, I'm pretty sure it's going to be this model. I love this guitar, and I'm so sad that I have to send it back. Let's hear it with more Volgas. Proud of myself for that one. A little less proud of that one. Let's do a third Volga, and this one's like cranked. If you liked this video, check out the one on the screen which features another Music Man guitar. You can also like, comment, subscribe, and even say thanks via a tip below. And remember those affiliate links, please, if you can. Thanks for watching, thanks for understanding. Until next time, my name is Emily. Goodbye.